Hi, I'm Amy.
I'm Laura.
And we are
TwoPaperGirls. Today we're doing another Top 5 Wednesday for you. As always, it was started by Ginger Reads Laney, who we will leave down below. The topic for this week is Top 5 Series Enders.
This is a really difficult one for me. I love quite a lot of these series ends. I've had to not even include one of them, which I will say why.
This was also really difficult for me, but for different reasons, because looking at my bookshelves, I could only see 5 series ever that I've actually finished. I'm pretty sure there was books when I was younger where I read them, but I don't have them anymore, so I can't remember. But yeah, I only had 5, but luckily I was satisfied with all the endings. But yeah, I didn't have the conundrum that Amy had. So let's just get straight into it.
My 5th favourite series ending is number 13 in the book Series of Unfortunate Events trilogy. Oh my god, that was just a mess.
Trilogy.
And a mess. Book 13 in the trilogy. My 5th favourite series end is book 13 in the Series of Unfortunate Events series, The End. This book was just, it built up for so many years, and when I finally got to reading this one, I wasn't disappointed. It wraps it all up, but it still leaves some mystery, and it did make me cry, and as a book itself, it's just brilliant. It's really, really good. It should be Death Cure, but it's not, because I love this one just slightly more, because Death Cure was just like a bit like, it was really far-fetched.
Yeah.
Like, it was a bit hard to believe. So Series of Unfortunate Events gets 5th spot.
My number 5 out of the 5 series I've ever read is Mockingjay, which is the last book in the Hunger Games trilogy. Yeah, I didn't actually like this book the first time I read it, and that's why it's number 5, because when I reread it, I really enjoyed it. But I do think as a series ender, I don't know, I don't feel like things wrapped up in the best way, and the fact that I didn't enjoy it the first time I read it means it wasn't great, but when you reread it, I think all the suspense is gone of what's going to happen, and you can kind of enjoy it and take it slower. So yeah, Mockingjay is number 5.
My number 4 is The Return of the King by J.R.R. Tolkien. I haven't quite finished it, but I'm sure it's going to be as brilliant as the entire book is. It's just so good. I'm really enjoying it. Rory's reading it to me, so I'm not reading it myself. I think if I was reading it, I might enjoy it just a little bit more, just because the way I'm reading it, like, I'd read it a lot quicker. But I like him reading it to me, and also just, it's just a really, really good story, and it's cropping up in quite a lot of my Top 5 Wednesdays, because it's got a lot of travelling in it, like it was last week, and it's just a really good series, and
my number 4 is Numbers 3 Infinity in the Numbers trilogy by Rachel Ward. This is a series I'm pretty sure I haven't mentioned yet on this channel, and it's very underhyped and kind of not well known. And I did read it quite a few years ago, so I can't actually really remember what happens in this book, but I remember really enjoying it and reading it super quick, feeling really satisfied. But I will talk about this trilogy at some point because it deserves some recognition because it's really clever. But yeah, this was a really satisfying ending. It had a twist, which I do remember, that was really, really good. So yeah, Numbers 3 is my number 4. That's a weird sentence, too many numbers.
My number 3 is City of Heavenly Fire by Cassandra Clare from the Mortal Instruments series. This book, I read it last summer, just, oh my gosh, it was just brilliant. The way it just wraps everything up, and it is the perfect ending. It's just the perfect book, because it just goes on. But you don't mind it going on. It's just that... It's just really, really good. I would recommend this series to anyone, because even though it's got lots and lots of books, it's worth it for this ending.
My number 3 is Amy's neglected book of The Death Cure from the Maze Runner trilogy by James Dashner. Yeah, I really enjoyed this conclusion. I didn't particularly like the second book of the trilogy, so this one was a definite improvement and put me on a high about the series as a whole again. But yeah, it rips out your heart in various places, which is kind of the reason I liked it so much. The ending was a little bit abrupt and wacky, which is why it's only number 3, but I only have 5 series to pick from in total anyway, so I had to get a place somewhere. But yeah, The Death Cure was really good, if not a little bit strange.
My penultimate best series ending is definitely Hallows. Oh my god.
What?
Oh my gosh, no wait. You Are My Best Friend, You All That. By J.K. Rowling.
Oh my god.
I forgot her name. Oh gosh.
That's not okay.
I had J.R.R. Tolkien in my head, and I couldn't think past the J. I'm gonna leave BookTube. I'm gonna hand in. This is my formal resignation. It's my second best series ending though. I'm so sorry.
It's fine.
It was a good ending, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it made you cry. It was great. Yeah. So.
My penultimate favourite series ender is another book that I don't really talk about. It's 1.4 by Mike Lancaster. As far as I know, this was a duology, so 0.4 then 1.4. I don't think he's doing a third one. Can't remember anything that happens in this book, but I really, really liked it. I read it a couple of years ago. It was super fast paced, really interesting. I loved it so much. I want to reread this duology now because I really loved it. And I can't remember why, but this is number 2 out of the 5 that I've ever read because I remember like loving it and being slightly slumpy afterwards.
My favourite series finish is Light by Michael Grant. I don't really mention this book a lot because the whole series I read and wrapped up in 2013 when this last one came out, and since then it's just kind of sat on my shelf, like,
Yeah.
done with it now, so all the hype went down. But I remember reading this and I loved this series. It was just brilliant from start to finish, and this ending just... It's absolutely insane. Like, it's kind of unfair to say the death cure was insane because if you read this book, you're like, crazy demon child baby tentacly octopusy thing. Not a spoiler because you just don't have a clue what I'm on about, which is the whole point. But this series is brilliant, and Light just made you cry a lot. So Light's brilliant.
My top series ender has to be Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows by J.K. Rowling, because this book is just the best ending I've ever read. I haven't read many series, but I cried like the entire last 200 pages. And every time I read this book, it has the same effect on me. It wraps everything up really nicely, especially with the epilogue. You get to know what happens in the future. And it was just perfect. It was fast-paced, and I love it. I love it so much. I love this series.
So those were all our top 5 favourite series endings. Some of them were horrible. Some of them were amazing. Some of them we just forgot. Not fair. I had a mind blank, right?
Let us know down below which are your favourite series enders. I have a lot of open series that I will finish soon. So next time we talk about book series, I should have more to go on.
We'll see you on the next video, guys.
Bye.